am so sorry. I am so late and I do apologize. I am still trying to get this new system to work. And just having something like this is very different, you know, especially when we have new things that we're trying out and we think we got it. But honey, I'm telling you, I'm sitting there like, I have no idea what's happening. So I'm just letting you know that yes, I have everything up and running. And so I'm hoping that, everyone is able to just kind of, jump on and jump on in. I do have some guests coming, you guys. I got some fun stuff happening. And so I am going to get them to jump in shortly. Let me see. Do I have them? Okay, so I have Dr. Stein, and he is just this phenomenal individual. Um, and I love him to absolute pieces. So, with that being said, hopefully we can definitely give you guys something to look forward to, because of course I'm doing everything in the background, just trying to get everything situated and everything. So, things don't always work out the way we want them to. So the only thing we can do, however, is just kind of go with the flow, right? Like if anybody understands me, just let me know. Help us out with everything that's kind of going on in the first place, and it just seems like sometimes you just can't get a break. Okay, you just can't get a break, and I think it's interesting to know, it's really really interesting to know that there's so many different people out here and they're so willing to help you out at any given moment, because Lord knows our sister was about to lose it. She was just like, okay, what is going on? Why is everything not working, and not sure why. So when it does happen, and it does happen better, and you finally get it and you finally figure it out, it's something to be good. I understand. I confuse fish. I love it. I confused. So, okay, so I definitely have something really to offer you. Okay, so listen to this, right? The gentlemen that are going to come in, they have done it all. Okay, so when I say done it all, like you won't really understand what I mean by what I say when they do get a chance to get in here, because oh my goodness, you guys are in for an absolute treat. I appreciate everybody just for holding and sticking in there, because here they are. This is Mr. Jim. Hello, sir. Welcome to
Hello.
Lion Tribe. So, we are definitely going to hopefully get it started on and popping and everything. Because like it was so crazy, because I had to like restart it several different times, and I'm like, oh no, what's happening? But I'm so grateful that my Mayan tribe is always with me, and understandably so, because sometimes technology doesn't always want to work for us when we want it to work. Correct? I know. So if there's anything you guys want to even say or ask or anything like this, because like I said, these are some gems that you're about to get, especially with these awesome individuals. Okay. So, Mayan Tribe, please welcome Jim Jump and Dr. Stan Fine, you guys. And
Thank you.
have a resume longer than my arm. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for being here, you guys. We appreciate you greatly. So,
So,
Thanks for having us on your show, Lady
yeah,
Maya.
thanks, Lady Maya.
yes, thank you. I appreciate you so much, so much, so much. Okay, so what I wanted to find out is, who are you? Let's start with that. So, who wants to go first?
Do you want the police version or do you want this version?
Yeah, there you go.
There is one.
We have a rap sheet. We can play
Yeah.
it for you. this long.
Yes.
Jim, you go first. You got more wisdom than I do.
We'll see.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to first of all let the audience know that Dr. Stan Fine and I have not known each other yet for a year. Dr. Stan is a longtime radio host, and he'd been doing a show, doing it well, and he was looking for someone to be a co-host. And did some checking. I guess my name came up through some sources, contacted me. So last September, we started on a journey of our broadcast, which is It's Your Business Radio. And in that introduction, we wanted to give the audience something on a weekly basis that would help them in their small business. And so my background to do that, and so as I did that as my opening, my background to do that, I wrote my own business plan guide in 1999 as I did my master's at Lindenwood University, which is where I currently teach. And so having done that, I taught classes at the college level with my own business plan guidebook. And so I've had a chance to stand in front of ladies and gentlemen and listen to them talk about, okay, I want to do something. Here's what I need help with. And so in that process, we do that in a class setting where we're able to get them to do some homework, to work on numbers, to work on marketing, to work on all the components to how do you put together something that you would then have confidence in. And that's really the key. It's not about pretty, it's not about how many words I can write, it's about confidence. And so in that process, I've spent years working with individuals, going to the bank, helping them get finance. And so when Stan asked me about doing this show, well, I had already been doing a 10-year show where I was hosting entrepreneurs at Lindenwood University, a 30-minute TV show. So for me, this was kind of the next evolution. Let's create something that we can give to an audience on a weekly basis. And I think that's really the true work we're doing. It's bringing something to people that are looking for this kind of assistance, but not just in St. Louis. We're trying to help those that maybe are in other markets and aren't finding the resources. And so through that, Stan and I feel so blessed to be doing something together, doing something we're helping individuals, and doing something that we think can still have growth, go places, and be as good as we want it to be. How's that for an opening?
Wow. And it wasn't written down or anything. I was looking behind him. There was nobody giving him notes or
Nope.
pushing him on the shoulder. Going,
Nope.
hey, listen to that. I wanted,
Nope.
Lady Maya, I wanted to change the direction of it entirely. I've spent a lot of years getting all these college degrees, but where I got my real business experience is when I was the top salesman of a division of General Dynamics, a division, Fortune 50 company in this one division. And they asked me to go into marketing. And I went in as director of marketing. And for 15 years, here I was in this 3,000 employee, 100 salespeople, 30 city division, where my mandate was to grow the marketing for part of a Fortune 50 multi billion dollar company. And we were this tiny piece. And my job was to spend money to get 100 salespeople to get people to buy product. Then it was phone systems. And so I had 15 years of spending somebody else's money and making all the experiences you could have to help salespeople get business. So I was right on the firing line of press and media and radio because when you mentioned name General Dynamics, nobody turned you down. All right. And so if we wanted to do in our division a direct mail piece, we could send out $100 bill with each mail piece. It's another story. and have the experience. So we would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. We were balled out if we didn't spend real lavish meals for presidents of companies. So I got the 15 years of experience on the other side, looking at the top, working for people in ivory towers who spent the money that weren't small businesses. We're
Mm.
talking about one of the 50 biggest companies in America. And man, was that an education. All the degrees meant nothing. Well, they meant a lot, but compared to the experiences of that kind of money and working with advertising agencies, everything that people say they can't afford to do,
Right.
our division did without breaking a sweat. And we're
Mm.
balled out if you didn't do it. And then radio became a segue off of that, you know. And so then I had 10 years in radio, 500 shows, 4 radio stations, 5 radio stations. I don't know, but never real famous, just infamous. You know,
Yeah.
I just I just did a lot. I did a lot. Didn't know well enough not to. But so I think Jim and I made a really good fit. You know, because you know that, Jim, because we were on different ends of the spectrum,
Yeah.
and we came together, and the collaboration, it's really been it's been the best experience of my 10 years going crazy with Jim, because
Okay.
our creativity is, we bounce up, we don't take away from each other, we
Right.
totally
Not at
respect
all.
each other. No, and we're Christians, we're collaborators,
Mm.
but we wound up in the same place, helping small business America help itself.
Mm.
Yes.
That's what we do. That's exactly what we do. That's what you do,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Don't you think so, Jim? Does that feel right? It feels right.
Oh no, that's really kind of the feel we got was
Yeah,
there is a need, and we just said, okay, we've done some things that we think are uh, contributors to our knowledge, and let's just share that. And and just to make one last comment, I used to manage regional shopping malls for many years, and then that was really my grounds for learning how to manage and market and do all those things that
yeah,
you kind of have to do as a small business owner. I had the luxury of working for a pretty big shopping center developer, but the concepts were still all the same. You really got to know who your customer is and what you're doing. That's makes it something they're really going to come to you for. There's no shortcuts to that. If you can't figure that out, and they're not saying, um, what you're doing makes sense, and I'm willing to pay for that. And let me just say real quick, one of the things of surveys show, we always go to price as, oh, that's why I'll go there because they can offer me this. But
Right.
yet, when you do real surveys, price goes down to fourth or fifth in what people end up telling you.
Mm.
In reality, it's because you know them, you're looking out for them, you're partnering with them, and now you're part of their team. That's really what they're looking for. It's not, okay, I can give you a good price and good luck. No, it's you're somebody that really uh, I uh, I believe in and I trust. And when you establish that, you now have that bond of business to customer relationships, and there's nothing like it. And so
right.
I think that's missing in some of the things that we see out there, and so we get into all those kinds of discussions on a weekly basis.
I love that. But you know what? I think it's important because, a lot of the times, we don't always, know what to ask, in those general, like you said, sometimes it's all about the relationships and the pride and, once you have that connection, then it's easier, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes. Yes. But
Okay.
make no mistake, it's hard work. It's working at it. It's
Yeah.
knowing that you are still relevant, that you're doing things that are make sense. And one of the things I will say you can watch in any business, you can spend a day, a week somewhere. What are the activities like? Are they really working towards something? Are they really paying attention to the customer? Is that really their focus? Or are they just busy and they're just doing things because that's what they do? And I think that's why small business takes over in many cases to businesses that forget about that.
True.
And that tends to be where they're vulnerable, and the small business can then do things that maybe aren't being done.
Okay. No, I understand. Okay. Well, Mr. Doctor, Mr. Sand.
Whatever.
The doctor
Hey,
is in the
would
house
you
today, so
get
you
her
got
a
him.
glass of wine so she can relax? Eric?
Sure. How about if
You
we
would
all
think, right?
had a glass?
Yeah, well,
Maybe
listen,
later.
that's not water in that bottle. That's vodka. I want you to know right now. Aha, I got you.
See? So, hey, Lady Maya, how do we stream wine? We know how to stream ourselves. How do we get that wine flowing over the
I
live stream?
know.
We got to figure that out. Is
Yeah.
that a business
Ooh,
is that a business opportunity or what?
I would love to.
Or what?
Anytime.
Yes, another business opportunity.
Yeah.
Look, I've had some shows where we drunk to that
There you
and
go.
we had a blast.
Hey, hey, Lady Maya, I want to challenge the listeners that they need to be aware that there are 27 million small businesses in America today, and
Mm.
every year 4,000 come in business and 4,000 go out of business.
Oh wow.
And half the businesses that started 5 years ago are out of business today. We know that. The numbers are there.
Right.
And
Yep.
everybody else is either coming or going. It's like an open door.
Yeah.
And the question is, well, why did they go out of business? And hey, there's no fixed answer here. I don't have magic. Some
Nope.
will
Hey.
tell you they didn't go to the basics. They didn't do the basic. They didn't sell. They didn't knock on doors. They didn't ask for the order. They didn't
Yep.
market their business. And when they started making a lot of business, they slowed down. Because of death, you can't slow down.
That's
It's
true.
like a marriage. You're either working for it or against it. And I know because I've been married a lot. So,
There's the
I
experience.
guess because I've been married so many times, I guess I was pushing the other way. But hey, you know what? That's all right. It's okay. It's another course somewhere.
That's right.
College
Somebody
or
wants to.
hard knocks. Yeah.
Hey, Stan. Somebody wants to know more about that.
Oh, yeah, really.
Okay. Like, do we need to go there? No.
No,
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 no. Hey,
no.
Lady Ma, that's a whole nother show.
I know, right? Like, I'll be on that show too. Mhm.
Yeah, it will all be there.
It'll be crowded, I'm sure.
Yeah, no kidding. No
How
kidding.
about that? Can we tell some? Yes. Can we tell them? Oh, yeah, that's okay. So you said how a lot of the smaller businesses actually, or a lot of the businesses actually go out of business 5 years into starting.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
what? So what are you finding? Like, is it the little things or is it more of a bigger realm of things?
Well, I don't know how Jim's going to answer it because there is no one set answer.
Right.
No.
We can tell you why people are surviving because they're talking to us.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what I'm finding. The people that went back, our friend Cleveland Rhodes over in Kentucky, he said to me, he said, there's a lot of businesses coming and going, but you guys, he said he was testing our shows. And he said, you guys got something called Urban Core. And I said, what do you mean Urban Core? You are taking the listener back to the basics.
Right.
And I got to surmise that that's why people are failing. They don't go back to the basics. They don't make phone calls. They don't want to get no. They don't like that rejection. They don't ask for the order. They don't have marketing lists that they go after. They don't go to chamber meetings and hand out business cards. There's 50 things they're probably not doing, and any one of those can not can hurt you.
Right.
Can hurt you. So I would say the people that don't go back to the basics of salesmanship, of marketing, of cold calling, of mail pieces, that don't go back to the basics are going to get the no. If you get enough no's, you're going to go out of business.
Yep.
Amen. Right?
Mm.
I mean, I'm
Yep.
passionate about that. I see it all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
and part of getting in business is, and I got to use the word because it comes up all the time. You really have to be passionate about what you do, because if you're not, you're starting and ending a dozen businesses because you just think, oh no, this is the one I really want to do. And so that passion, it's
Right.
really has to show up. Now again, you can do a business plan and it's still in writing, but the passion part is when you go out and talk to people, when you go to the bank, when you're in situations where you're going to personally, and I mean you're the owner, you have to personally go out and be the front person. No one's going to know the business like you. No one's going to sell it like you. Nobody's going to be as passionate as you. And that comes across, Dan. And I think that's another big mistake. If you're not out front and you're not working and being out in all those environments and letting people know how important it is to get their business, it just doesn't come. And
right.
so if you're sitting around waiting for it, and believe me, that is dangerous. Um, it's just a matter of time.
Right.
Mm, I hear you. Well, you know what? I had the question that I kind of put in the chat, which was, do you feel business has changed?
How do you mean?
Well, a lot of different people that are in business just feel like um, it's more important now than ever to have a digital presence.
True. Oh, okay. Um, yes, it's important to have a digital presence. It's also important that you will get a percentage of your success by having social media, by having a website. But if you're not knocking on the doors to ask people for business, they're not going to come to you. Oh, they may a little, depending on what you're selling.
True.
If you're a flower shop and you got 5 flower shops right next door to you, which one's going to get the deal tomorrow? Well,
The
I'll
one
ask
with the
you that
sale.
question. What would if you're in the street, you see 5 flower shops, which one are you going into and why?
Hmm.
I'm asking, which one would you go into if you saw 5 in a row?
The first one,
The first
because it's
one,
closer.
because it's closer. Well, that's a damn good answer. I mean, I didn't think of that. I was thinking if I
She's
saw
being
your ad in
honest.
the paper, somebody just said here, I do it because I think a lot of people are in it just for the money. Everyone's looking for quick money and that passion is missing. Amen to that, Rick. Amen to that. People are out and they want to see the instant success. He's right. That was cool. I didn't see that feature. You see that, Jim? His
Yeah, I did.
question popped up on the screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jim sold at a major shopping mall. Every one of those businesses in that mall asked Jim the same question. He didn't have one customer. He had 100 customers, and
Yeah.
he had to keep it interesting for all of them. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, and for small business again, it's a process. You just don't again put that presence out there. Um, well, you do, but
Mhm.
I'll still go back, and this is a basic, and Stan will be right with me on this. You've heard the term, and people are going to go, yeah, I've heard that one 100,000 times. The word of mouth advertising. Now, if I see a billboard, it reminds me that there's a business on the next exit. That's all good. It helps. But if I'm going to go to a new restaurant, it's probably because somebody recommended it to me.
Mhm.
If I'm going to go to a new um, place to get my laundry done, it's probably going to be because somebody else has already uh, had
Told
that
you.
experience. And so
Mhm.
the experience factor and the recommendation by others kind of trumps most things,
That's
because if you're happy with something, what do?
true.
You're going to
Everybody
share
about it.
that. You're going to share it. And so, and the social media platform kind of is that place where a lot of that discussion goes on. And
Mhm.
so if you have a bad experience, watch out, because guess where that's going to be discussed. But if you're doing a lot of things well, and
Right.
people truly want to let others know, and we all get references, we all get told, right? Try this place. Then that is where that growth factor comes in, because you can't get you got to be out in your business, you got to talk to people, but you can't be out there and do that and get the numbers that is going to require. But when people do that for you, that's exponential. Meaning, now I got 100 people that are happy, and they're telling 20 people. Guess what that growth turns into? I didn't get to personally go and tell them, but they're doing it for you. And
Exactly.
that, to me, is where the business starts to see that growth. And then it's all about the promise.
Right.
It's here's what we say we're going to do, and we better do it,
Yes.
because that's where, again, businesses can fall. We got nice ads, we tell you all this and we tell you all that, and
Right.
boy, we're great. And then you go there and you go, what do you mean? So there's a lot in that whole experience factor. And
Mm.
so you just got to be aware of it, and that you're on all the time. Unfortunately, that's the truth. And maybe there's days you don't feel like being on, or
Yeah.
the employees aren't up to it, or it's something broke in the back, and water's on all those things are going to happen. That's part of the
True.
deal. But
Mhm.
you've got to treat it like we've been here before, we've done it, and we're going to keep the experience at a high level. And I
Yeah.
think those are the winners right there.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Hey,
Oh, I love
Lady,
that
Lady
because
Maya,
yeah.
I have a question. We have
Oh,
something
of
called
course.
golden nuggets. Golden nuggets. We did a show with the veterans where we did golden nuggets. One of the golden nuggets is the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Mathematician, if you've heard of it, you're nodding yes. The
Yes.
80-20 rule says that 80% of what you're going to do comes out of 20% of what you do. So if
Mhm.
you're a lawyer and you're an architect, or an accounting firm, your business is worked off of referrals. So you can take it to the bank and people are listening today. Hey, wake up. 80% of what you get is going to be from 20%. And where's that coming from? Coming from Jim there, where he's at. I can't party. Okay. Coming from Jim. He just said it. All right. So he's telling you that 80% of what you get is going to come from that 20% that refer you and get you future business.
That's
And
important.
if you don't think that's true, ask any business. If they know what they're doing, they'll tell you that's true. Numbers don't lie.
Mm-mm.
That's
Nope.
right.
Am I preaching now? I don't mean to preach. Sorry.
I love it. But you know what? It's needed because if you think about it, a lot of people don't know that rule. And
Yeah.
and like if they really think about it and they really assess what's happening in their business or someone else's that, they may be in contact with, now everybody can really reassess what needs to happen
Yes.
to make this go further.
Yes.
So, yes, I'm with
Yes. Hey, Lady Maya, I want to make sure we give our show information so that your audience can
yes.
start tuning in, because
Mhm.
they're already gonna know us, because they've gotten quite a bit of us already. And so let's make sure,
Yeah.
Stan, you want to give the information so that they can get to the show.
If you go to itsyourbusinessradio.com, it's your business radio, all run together. You'll get past shows, you'll get free offers, you'll get free books, you'll get free referrals.
Yes.
Um, you'll get a blog with business help tips. And Maya, you can chip in on that blog. If you put something down, we'll put it on the blog.
I'm getting it.
Yes. So what
Yeah.
we've tried to do is not just do a show in a silo, but rather a website that has everything we're doing and ways that we can continually help business. So if they want to get a copy of my business plan guide, it's there. If they want to get Stan's books, they're there. If they want to listen to past shows because they like it, they can listen to them. If they want to connect with some of our board of directors that have their own business, we have a media person, we have a publisher, we have others, they can do all that by just going to our website. So our website is designed to be working while the show is going and while the show is not on. It can do all the same things. And it's really, to Stan's credit, created a nice additional service to what we're doing on once a week on the show.
Nice.
Jim gives me the slack that I can delve into that because he's sharing that load with me because I can't do it on my own. I couldn't do it without Jim.
Yeah.
Mutual Admiration Society, but I couldn't. And the other thing, I don't know, we don't want to take you hostage and take over your show. You tell what should we tell your audience?
Yeah, what else you want us to tell them?
How many hours do you want us to talk now? Jim,
Well, we got a few minutes, not a problem. So can you tell them basically not only about your platform being like I guess, the connection into the people that you actually come in contact with? How are you finding, like right now, how are you helping? How are you, showing people what to do for their business?
Well, it all depends on what that question is. If the question is, how do businesses find business? We try to teach them that on our show.
Right.
By giving them other businesses, authors, politicians, anybody that has a business, we share that with them so they can get multiple points of view.
Yes.
And if the question is how do we grow the business, it's slowly becoming a referral business. Where it's starting to take legs. So we're in that mode of direct selling and referrals. We're in that transition. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a question of how big do you want it to go. But most people that want to find out how to do things, go to our past shows, listen to our shows. Jim and I teach about every 6 weeks. We'll dedicate a show to teaching.
Yes.
Right, Jim? And then we teach. We take it over, and it becomes a course for that day. So a lot of times we just don't have guests on. We teach.
Hey, education is key.
Yeah, he did a show on business plan. Then we did a show on golden nuggets, things you forgot, you should remember. And we're getting ready, I think, soon to do another show like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So what we try to do with that is we know there's times when viewers like to be kind of walk through some things.
Exactly.
Guests can do a lot, but sometimes they want to be walk through start to finish. So when we did the show on business plans, I did it just like a class, and I had PowerPoints, and we just kind of said, hey, by the time we're done, this is what we hope to accomplish. And so I think that again is just another grassroots. Let's go back to the basics. We're all about that. We're going to take the time. We're going to try to kind of give you the things that we know and we've seen. So it's not just all out of books and no one's really done anything, but rather information that we know that we feel can really help and make a difference. So we that's our promise every Saturday. We really take that serious.
Yes.
Does that help a little bit?
What happened?
Does that help a little bit?
That is very helpful, just to let people know, like, you know what, there's going to be some education, a whole lot of knowledge.
Yes.
You're going to get something really good out of this, especially since, a lot of us are, we have businesses. I do believe several of my Mayan tribe is on here, and we all have businesses. We're all just trying, and we're all trying to figure it all out. Not that we're going to, but at the same time, a little help, a little direction goes a long way.
Well,
We'll
and
tell
Lady
you
Maya, don't you agree that when we can partner like this, we're
Absolutely.
really extending a hand out, and it really does help somebody. We know already can't do it on their own,
Right.
but I think by these kinds of broadcasts, by our show, by the other people we're partnering with,
Mhm.
Mhm.
it's all part of doing the same things to help everybody that's got their particular thing that they're working on, that they're
Mhm.
passionate about, and
Yes.
let's all partner together and let's see everybody be successful.
Yay! I'm excited for that one. Definitely. Yes, Dr. Fine.
Oh, I didn't know we had time. I was going to say, if you ever want to put on a webinar for your listening audience, we'll
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll help you facilitate it. We did it for the veterans.
yeah,
We'll do a 1 hour hot tips to run your business and grow. We
Hey.
got a show called 20 Golden Nuggets, and Jim and I will give you 20 hot tips that you can walk out. And if you do any of them, you're going to make business.
Hmm.
We'll do that for you if you ever want it.
Oh, yes, we will be talking.
All
Yes.
right,
what
yeah.
whatever whatever we can do as our intro today, at least they'll be familiar somewhat of who we are. From this point forward, we're no strangers. We're in it with you. We're going to help, and we want to be there.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you so much for being on my show. I appreciate you guys greatly. I am so sorry for the hiccup. It wasn't my
No,
fault.
no,
It happened. It's
Uh,
like, no, I'm just kidding.
no,
But
no. If it doesn't happen, then something isn't right either. That's just all
uh,
part of
how about
the
that?
technical
right.
world we're in.
We're on the show tomorrow, www.kwrh929.org. You can listen to our show at 12 noon tomorrow live on
Say it
In St.
again.
92.9
Louis,
What's the
FM,
website?
kwrh929.org.
and that's in St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri,
902.
12 noon Central. Our show tomorrow, we're going to have commercial energy consultants. They're competing with the electric
Cameron.
industry, Ameren, and the electric industry to give people a choice. But it's a
Yep.
good interview. It's a good interview because there's a guy attacking a giant, and he's
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Just another kind of business that we're
Hard.
going to interview. Yeah, yeah, any kind. It doesn't make a difference.
Right. No, I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
We're going to have you on too, Lady Maya. We're going to drag
Yeah. I
you.
know.
Well, Jim wants to drag you in it, so we're going to get you on the air and we're going to talk to you.
That
Yes.
show's coming.
I can't wait.
So
Yes.
prepare your 100 questions for the show. There'll be
Yeah.
there'll be a test,
I
and
like the wing it. Let's do it. What are you doing? Where are we
We'll
going?
get you.
whatever
We'll
you,
get you.
whatever you want, we'll
I
do.
love it. I love it. I thank you so much. I really do. Okay, so we're going to wrap this thing up. This was you guys like the nuggets that they just gave and just dropped. Hopefully you can dust them off. 5 second rule. And
That's
then
right.
get that so you can eat it. But at the same time, like for someone to even say that they are willing to help you, to give you the education, let
Yep.
me give you what it is that I have. It's yours. And I'm not charging you. Do you understand the power of knowledge, people? It is
That's right.
insane. It's about as insane as I am. But anywho, yet and still like that gives us something to keep going and go forward and be prosperous and successful, you guys. So I
That's right.
mean, take advantage. I'll try to see if I can get all their information. I'm gonna put it on the page and on everything. I'm gonna make sure they're on my website, my ladymaya.com. And why? Because you know why. Because your homegirl is special. And I will be
Woo.
talking to you guys later.
Bye, Lady Maya.
Thank you for
Thank,
having us on the air.
thank you for
No
having us. We
problem.
really do appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. We'll talk again real soon.
Okay.
Okay,
All
God
right.
bless.